welcome to the Appelboom Bites podcast number 54. It's going to be a really special episode. First of all, because we have not 2 guests, but 3, actually 5 even, 4 even, but we will come to that later on. We're live on Instagram and on YouTube, so if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Note that only the questions on our YouTube channel are visible for us, so we can share those. And on Instagram, we will check once in a while, but we cannot share them, those questions in our screen. But still, it's going to be a lot of fun for sure. All right, let me introduce our co-host first. It is Alesa, aka Inky Rock. She's here with us for the last few weeks. Unfortunately, last week didn't go through because of a technical issue. We would have a podcast with Tatja, but unfortunately, there were some technical issues. So yeah, that's the problem with doing live things. Sometimes, yeah, it doesn't go through. So, but Alesa, it's great to have you here again.
It's great to be back. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. We have a special extra co-host today. It is Paulo. Paulo, welcome.
Hello. Thank you for having me here again.
It's wonderful to have you. We invited you here, of course, because we have a very special guest today, and you're like the expert on the field on this part, if I can say it like that. Because we have here on the show Michael Gutberlet, the CEO of Kaweco. Welcome, Michael.
Welcome. Hello again.
Thank you. And can you tell us who's that man behind you, looking over your shoulder?
Yeah, I invited him today. It's my father. He introduced me to the pen business from the very early days. So when I was 3. And I asked him to join today because for him, it's also fun to see how Kaweco is growing.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah, it's growing a lot. So it's definitely interesting for him, I think, to see all these steps that you make. And before we start the podcast, we always do a pen check. And Alesa, I would like to ask you to start with your pen check.
The pen check.
Okay. In honor of our guest and Paulo also, I have a Kaweco AL Sport, but it's I'm not sure which way this is going to show, but it's the Penthouse Special Edition Sakura Lucent, which is why it's a kind of this moonlit looking pink color. And it comes like, in a cool little box with like little cherry blossoms on it. And inside of it, I have Edo Murasaki from Edo Shizuku. It's kind of a purpley pink color, but I thought that was just really kind of neat. It's cherry blossom season right now in Japan. And, and this is I was telling you, it's very popular in Japan. So yes, Kaweco is something you can get just about any pen shop here in Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kaweco is growing, and I think that they're doing a lot of amazing special editions as well. So This is one of those special editions, right?
Yes, it is, with the Penthouse. It's a Japanese pen company, and they sell different kinds of pens, and that was kind of a special edition from them.
Mm-hmm. That's really nice. I like it. Paulo, can you share us what fountain pen do you carry?
How many to show you? Okay, I had to choose one Kaweco, of course, and I chose this one because this is one of my favorite sport variations ever, and it is the Lux Sport or Sport Lux, and it's a pen that I really like, and I think it's interesting because the new Piston Sport has the same kind of design, and so I thought it would make sense. And inside it has the Kaweco Pearl Black ink.
It's really nice. It's a beautiful. It's a more vintage Kaweco, right?
It's I don't want to say any mistake, but I think it's from 2003 maybe, and it is it's made of resin. It's very nice and kind of heavy, and I really like this model. I think it's the kind of a perfect Kaweco Sport model, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you. Michael, what fountain pen do you carry with you today?
Yeah, Paulo, it's interesting because I wanted to carry the same, but then The Lux Sport is also one of my favorites. At home I have a little cabinet where I have 20 pens, mostly prototypes. When I carry it around, but so I decided for another one because I think Kaweco is sometimes reduced too much on the sport size. And I brought you the original, which is the aluminum pen, 8 faces on barrel and cup. And the interesting point is we have this in 2 nib sizes, if you remember that, in the 060 and in the 250 size. So, just to remember, Kaweco is not only sport.
Definitely not. No. Luckily not, because there are a lot of other ones. Actually, I was thinking because we're heading over now to my pen check, and I was standing in front of our collection, like, okay, which pen shall I get for the pen check today? And I was thinking, like, maybe I should pick the Student, because I think the Student is one of the most underrated fountain pens out there. A lot of people just forget about the Student, and I don't know why, because it's so sad, because it's such a beautiful pen. It's such an affordable price range, especially. And I have to admit, we mainly sell it for people for gifting. So we have a lot of customers coming in the store looking for a graduation gift or things like that. But in the collector's world, it's not really a model that people really collect for some reason, or so, not really people talking about. So a lot of people are collecting, of course, the Sport or the Lilliput, but the Student, for some reason, it's I think it deserves more attention. At least that's my opinion. But I didn't pick the Kaweco Sport. I did pick the another pen that's also quite underrated. It is a Sport, of course, but it's the Carbon Sport, the AC Sport, and I think it's just really, really cool. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but the carbon on it, it's I don't know. I just like it. I love it. And with the red, the combination with red and carbon, I think it's always good. It reminds me a bit of the sport cars that we have here. So many.
What do we like?
What we like, yeah. So that's my pen check for today. All right, let's before we jump into the new products that were recently launched by Kaweco, we're going to discuss that, of course, the Piston Sport and the Collection Sport Apricot. First, I have a question for you, Michael, from our previous guest, which was Christina from Omas. And her question to you was, what do you think of Omas?
I'm totally open, because Omas was one of my first contacts when I came to my father's company. And I met Mr. Malakuti himself. And my father met also the founder before. Okay. So when I think about Omas, my skin is freezing. So for me, I think it's very important that they come back again, because it was a very, very nice family traditional pen maker.
I see also some similarities with Omas and Kaweco, or at least, Kaweco was revived by you, and Omas is now doing the same thing, more or less.
Yes, of course, there are some similarities. I don't know if it will be so easy for them, because their price class is different. And today, you are always compared in pricing mostly first, and this is sometimes a problem. Of course, the old name helps, and there was not such a big interruption when closing and totally disappearing and refreshing, like with Kaweco. Kaweco was nearly 20 years disappeared. And when we start to contact first time some stores, they said, Kaweco what? So is this a Japanese brand?
You really have to start from scratch. Yeah.
Yes. So there was really nothing left. What is a pity is that Omas had a real nice own production, a deep production, nib making, celluloid drilling, and all these little old machines. But I think this is all gone. Yeah, and this is over.
Yeah.
Maybe not. I'm not informed about that. I know it was only handled through different owners, with Chinese included and all this kind of stuff. So I don't know what is lost and what is still there.
Yeah. No, they still do the production in Italy, but it's not in the old facility anymore. So that's at least what we know. All right. But now let's talk about some new Kaweco products, because that's why we're here for, of course. The first one that I want to talk about is the latest release of the Collection Sport. I have it here in my hands. It is the Apricot color. It's a beautiful color, because I think it needs all the attention. The color is really unique. I don't think that I've seen this color anywhere else. What do you think, Paulo?
I have it here also.
Of course.
Of course.
There are still some that I don't have, but I think this color is really interesting, and it comes in the same sequence, in the same family as the iridescent pearl, and I think the iridescent pearl was really a great idea of if we want to think of Kaweco Sport as a collection item, I think that was a really good idea, because it is a really different kind of finish that attracts people, and then I think because of that kind of pearl finish, it allows for additional colors and versions, and I think it was really a good idea, and I enjoy this one. I prefer the iridescent pearl, but I think this is also a very interesting one. And just another thing that I really liked is that this one came with kind of a matching ink cartridge instead of the typical royal blue, and I think that's a great idea. It makes some sense to match the color with the pen.
It definitely does make sense. For everybody that's watching on YouTube, please feel free to ask questions to us. If you have a question for Michael, Paulo, or Alesa, just drop them and we will share them here. Michael, can you tell us a little bit more about this Apricot Collection Sport?
Yeah, it is not only the Apricot, but since 2 years we spend a lot of money in searching for new solutions. And we are working with 2 basic material suppliers, which make some color powder. And in the meantime, they are also Kaweco fans. So this is, and we always give them 50 pence when it is done. So they are motivated to do more. So it's not easy. I can tell you, because when you see a sample plate and then the pen, there's a big difference. Because normally these color people or plastic people or powder people, they make normally only sheets. And on the end, when you injection mold it, then you have to see. This means every color we think or we have sample, we go into injection mold and mold 200 pieces or 100 pieces, and to check if the color is acceptable or what we want. And we always use the octagonal cup, because when you inject is the most difficult one in case of color supply inside the cup. You know, sometimes you have somehow you can say it's the pigments stick together on one corner and then it looks like a crack. So, and this makes it sometimes difficult. But during the last 2 years, we select some more colors. There are some more in the pipeline, amazing ones. So we even think about to kick out one color series, and to put a new one inside. So, but it's always a big impact, you know, with all the spare parts and all the stock to keep. So, yeah, there's a lot going on.
Well, that's good, right? You have to improve yourself every time. But I can imagine that's a lot of impact. You know, if you are replacing an entire color range, you have to also replace like everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not so easy more than in the beginning, because we have to think worldwide. For over 70 countries, we are exporting, so we have to think about.
That's dangerous. That's dangerous. We have here Will as well. Lots of celebs here. Hope all are well. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Will. Yes, we're doing all great here. And we have also Queen Buzzy B, who is wishing us good morning. It's Apricot. And well, you already gave kind of a little hint, Michael, that we will see more of these colors in the future. And I think that a lot of people are really happy with that. Alesa, what do you think of this color range?
I really like it. You know, it's iridescent, which is, you know, pretty popular right now, but most iridescents are in a cool color, right? The purples and the pinks and the reds. And that's a nice warm iridescent color. And I think that's very appealing. So I think it appealed to a wide range of people.
It definitely is. All right. Now I want to talk about the pen that was recently it kind of exploded the internet because everyone was talking about it. It was also dropped kind of like a bomb, like, hey, bam, here we have the Piston Sport. Because maybe you can tell a little bit more about it, Michael, but it was developed like for years, and then all of a sudden it was there. Michael, can you tell us a little bit more about the release of the Piston Sport?
Yeah, it was a journey for myself, because it was a dream to have it, and of course it is also a big investment. And when you invest the money, one day you want it also back. So, and we have been not sure always. Okay, can we bring this piston filler or not? But then the market was crying for it, and we go forward and forward. And then when the first prototypes were ready, of course, we had to eliminate the mistakes inside, which is also normal, you know, when you put 10, 12 injection molds together. And the fine adjustment is so important. And then we think in my father's way to have like Lego, to put together our piston filler so that we can make on the end much more out of it. So the aluminum sport, which you see now, is the beginning of another journey, another wonderful travel in riding.
So there's more coming.
Absolutely. In the pipeline, there's already, we're loading already.
That's good, because I see a question here from Queen Buzzy B. Are more colors planned for the Kaweco piston filler? Well, that question is kind of answered already. There's more coming.
Yes.
So,
of course, not every month. It you know, today I please that everybody understand today when we are planning a new color, it means for us always a pre-investment over 6 or 9 months altogether, to have everything ready. This is 100, 200,000 euro easily, which you have in stock.
Yeah.
And so step by step, but we are planning, and I saw already some wonderful colors what our marketing team, which now makes the most of the decision in this kind of colors, like the Apricot or iridescent pearl. So they do a very good job, I have to say. And I'm so happy that we have them and that I can work together with this young team.
So your suggestion for people that want a certain color is just spam the Instagram page of Kaweco with "I want this color, I want this color," and then eventually they just have to say like,
"Okay, if it is 20,000 votes, then we will listen."
That makes sense. That makes sense. You told a little bit about the development of the Piston Sport, because I had one of our followers asking on Instagram, like, why did it took so long and why is it so complicated? Because Kaweco had a piston filler in the past. Why didn't they just copy paste that piston filler and introduce it as a new one?
This would be too easy, you know. In the old days, very old days, this was ebonite, and everything was done by turning machines, piece by piece, and with a cork as a piston. And later on, the injection mold was coming, And when I see these models today, I have to say, of course, for that time, it was good enough, but it's not good enough for today. We have to think about material which is long lasting. We have to think about that it can be repaired. And what makes us really a big headache is that the size, we want not have 1 millimeter longer. This was our target, and it was very, very difficult. And we had to use a new feeder, ink feeder, which is 4 or 5 millimeters shorter. And also why it is not a direct piston. Direct piston means that I open the blind cup now, and then I have the wheel to turn it. With direct function of the piston on the blind cup, we need some more millimeters again. And so there was a lot of, things we had to go around, and the construction was ready. And then we found, 2 millimeters too long. Where can we cut down? So on the other way, you have the ink room. You need some kind of ink volume inside, and it should also not leak in the pocket, because when it's closed and warm in the pocket and you run around, this is really a hard test for the pen. So, and of course, we tried to put all together and try to find the best way. And I hope we did it. I hope. I really
think
hope.
you did an amazing job.
May I ask you a question just about that? I had some comments on people saying that it could be maybe a little bit too expensive. Of course, that's always a remark we always do about all the pens. But I thought exactly about that. I have here a vintage one, and this is the Lux Sport, so we can see the size differences. And I was thinking that one thing is when you have a piston filler pen and you just move that piston around for some other pens. In this case, you have to do, I guess, some kind of reverse engineering to try to fit a new filling system in a pre-existing pen. So it's not just doing this. Besides all the materials and the things that you mentioned, I think it's harder to make to create a system that will fit an existing pen than to just I will create a new piston pen that I can make the size I want. You were conditioned by that,
Right.
Yes. And what was another goal for the future? What we are looking forward is the full plastic piston filler, and where we want to use the standard cup. So we don't want to have, too many new things. So again, we think also about repair. Yeah. So if a customer breaks something, it's easily to exchange or to repair it. This is always our goal.
No, of course you have to think about it as well. It was also one of the questions of Luis
Yes, I see it.
Romero. Will there be a sport piston filler in plastic, precious resin? We also have people commenting like stainless steel, ebonite, brass.
Yes.
Oh.
It's all for the future. So people.
Yes.
Michael will take care of you. No worries.
Yes. Yeah, this was also one of the goals, thinking in my father's way, make a Lego sport where we can put piston sport, where we can put together this stuff. So, and this will be, and not always complete new pen construction.
No, but that's good, I think. Another question that I got often, same as here, Andrew is asking, this sport is so cute, but it holds a little ink with a mini converter. How much ink will the piston hold?
Yeah, it's nearly one cartridge.
Okay. But that's more than a mini converter, right? Because the mini converter
and the mini converter, there will be a new mini converter.
Okay.
I'm always a little bit crazy, about this pen thinking. And one morning I wake up and say, okay, I have a great idea for the mini converter, how we can make more ink inside for the Lilliput, because the problem is when you put the Lilliput on, then some ink is pressed out. Yeah, because the Lilliput is shorter. So wait and see. It's patented, and it's let's say a converter which you can fold together.
Okay, that's quite interesting. That's quite interesting. Well, Tom is asking already for some new sneak peeks. Here you are, Tom. We don't even have to ask it to Michael. He just give it to us.
Yes, and on the end of the podcast, I have to go to my marketing and explain.
That's okay, Michael. Nobody's watching this. Nobody's watching this. It's just
Nobody.
Michael, I have another question for you, because you were mentioning like the dimensions, which are quite important, of course, for the piston sport. One of the people commenting under our Instagram post, it was the Torpedo Monkey, was, will the cap from another all sport fit on the piston sport?
I didn't try it.
All right, we will try that when it comes in. No, because a lot of people were commenting like, hey, the Kaweco is of course famous for the clip that is not attached on the cap, and there were some people like, okay, I don't really like the clip. Why don't they do the spare clip again? So then, Torpedo Monkey was like, hey, but maybe a cap from the All Sport fits on this fountain pen as well.
I don't have a normal All Sport now because I have the piston only in my pocket.
That's okay. Here you have one.
I can go to my stock on the back, and then I can take one and try.
No.
I don't want to
close by. Is it close by?
Yes, close by. Yes.
Okay, sure. We have the time. We can wait. In the meantime, if somebody has a question for Michael or Paulo or Alesa, please feel free to ask, but only on YouTube, because then we can share the question in the screen. So that's quite important. I see a lot of people also asking questions on Instagram, but if you want to have the question asked in the screen, then
no, it does not fit.
It does not fit. Okay.
No. Okay, I have to speak to my technician.
No, it's okay.
Okay, so we have
compliments for the tin. The tin is cute as well.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, I love it as well.
Yeah,
and I don't know if you can see, it's a little structure, has a little structure.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's made in Austria.
Okay.
made in Austria.
It's close by.
Yes,
It's really
close by. Yeah.
I have another question. I saw it here. It's something completely different, Michael, but maybe it's still interesting to discuss it because Tom was asking, hello from the USA, for Michael, wondering how the sale of Lamy, because Lamy was of course sold to Uniball,
Mitsubishi.
Yes, of Lamy may impact Kaweco.
No, it impacts Gutberlet company. We are working with Lamy since 1960. My father. Lamy, of course, is one of the top brands and design brands in the world. Absolutely. And my heart is also on the Lamy side, fully. Yeah. So, and I think if Mitsubishi makes it right, it will help the whole pen industry. Yeah, because I think there's no overlapping. I think there's a kind of good combination what is behind. Yeah, but it of course takes time, and a different mentality has to put together. But the Japanese are not so far away from the German mentality. So
that's true. That's true. Alesa can tell everything about that, I think.
I think it's in general, it's I would not say a good thing, but it's okay. It's okay. You know, you have this can be happen. Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. Let me see. Oh yeah, I had another question on Instagram about the Piston Sport again. You already mentioned it, but you had to cut off the feet of the nib a little bit, 5 millimeters, to make it fit.
It's a new feet.
Does that mean that you cannot swap nibs between your all sport that you currently have and the Piston Sport?
No, we have all the nibs what we have. You can unscrew and screw out. Of course, you cannot use the old sport nib, screw the section, and put it in the piston filler. This is not possible. But we will have same selection, or in the beginning similar selection of the piston filler ink feet to screw in and screw out.
Okay. Well, that's an important thing, I think. All right, let me talk a little bit about some new products.
New products
that we have in the Appelboom store as well. I have this beautiful banner here, new products. Because besides the Kaweco Piston Sport, which created a lot of noise, we also have another beautiful fountain pen here in the store now. It is the Benu, the Easter Bunny. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but this is a hand-painted pen.
Oh, yeah.
In the Easter tradition already. Is it sharp or not?
Yeah, you can see the rabbit. Yeah.
So this is something completely different as the Kaweco Piston Sport, I think, both in color and in size, because you see it's quite a big pen. Of course, it has to be a big pen because if you're hand painting a pen, then you should have some surface to do it on. It's the Benu. We have it in our store now, so if you want to grab one before Easter, you can get it right now. I have it here. Alesa, what do you think of this hand painted Benu?
I think it's really cute. I mean, it's kind of a seasonal thing for Easter. So, and a lot of people like seasonal things like Halloween and Christmas, and this is nice to have an Easter one.
Mhm. Another pen that was recently launched, we got it in. We don't really got the pen in, but we got the information in. It was from Otto Hutt, Otto Hutt Designo 6. It is available now in 2 special colors. It's available as of April, so in 2 weeks. It is the classic blue and the glacier soft green. Alesa, have you seen those pens on our website yet?
I think on your didn't it come out in your last emailing?
I'm not sure. It's at least the Glacier Soft Green has a beautiful pastel-colored
Right.
blue on the barrel and a pastel-colored green on the cap, and it has gold-plated trims. And the classic blue is a really, really nice dark blue. And yeah, I think I just really like those colors, especially the pastel colors. They are quite popular, of course, in this season. And it reminds me a lot of the spring that's coming up, and I cannot wait for spring because here it's raining all the time in the Netherlands, so I can really not wait for that. All right, let's check out the comments if we have some more questions. Michael, we have another question for you. Are there any stub nips?
I think it's for the piston filler.
Yeah.
Of course, we are thinking about also to put the calligraphy nips on the end inside, and then there will be
Nice.
something like a stub, but it will take some time. Our nip program is 50 or 45 nips strong, with all the different sizes. You can imagine if we put this new inside, it means 50 new items.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot, but that's the risk, if you're doing business worldwide, Michael, then you have this problem.
Oh, yeah.
First world problem, I think.
Yeah. But in our company also, the people like all the details. Even we sell only 500 pieces of it a year, and they say we need this, and I said, okay, this is not cost efficient. We will have this in stock for 10 years. They don't care.
Doesn't make sense. All right, we have a question here for you, Paulo, from Tom. What would your dream Kaweco be, and would Kaweco, that's I think a question for you, Michael, consider seasonal holiday releases like Benu? So, Paulo, what would your dream Kaweco be, or is it just launched last week?
Not yet. Okay, I have to say that I'm a bigger fan of cartridge pens than a piston filler. But if I had to choose a dream pen, it would be the Lux Sport in yellow. I love yellow pens, so it would be perfect. Or if it was a Piston Sport in yellow, I would be very, very happy also. So.
But the art sport, the art sport is now the Lux, more or less. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it could be easy to make a yellow one day. Yeah.
Michael, you just explained to us that it's not easy to make something.
Yeah. Let's, we can talk.
Okay.
And we can have a dream, like I had a dream with the piston filler all the time. So, and when you believe, one day, yeah, it will be happen. I'm absolutely sure. It's also the waves you send out.
I have a question for you, Michael. Maybe we can reply to the other question a little bit later, but I have just one question that I don't know if it has an answer, but it's kind of intriguing to me because I think in fountain pen history we started with filling systems that were not really filling systems, like eyedropper. We fill the pen, not self-filling. And then piston filler in some cases, in other cases the button filler and vacuumatic and so on.
Lever filler, vacuumatic,
Whatever. And then we went into the cartridge. And then Kaweco was released as a cartridge pen, was re-released as a cartridge pen in the 90s. And I think it is an amazing thing that, for example, this pen, the Ice Sport, I think it was more famous for being eyedropperable than for being a cartridge pen. At the time it was made, or at least when I have this was my first Kaweco Fountain pen ever. When by the time that I realized people were eyedropping the pens, only 2 pens allowed that. It was the Platinum Preppy and the Kaweco Sport. And I think that is fun. Then we kept on the cartridge filling pens, and we have a collectors group on Facebook. We already are over 7,000 people on that private group on Facebook. And on that group, people asked forever for a piston filler sport, which I think it's fun. I don't remember of any pen being asked by the users so much as a piston filler sport. And what I was thinking is that it is an additional challenge to have a complex pen, as a complex filling mechanism in your pocket. It's not like the idea of a sport pen, but what are your thoughts about this? Because I think we have the normal evolution of pens, and then people, us, the users and the collectors, we want to go back and to search for more complex, or sometimes with eyedropper an easier solution. I think that's fun because it's against the
modern
technological evolution,
the development. Yeah. But when we started to think about the remake of the pocket sport pen, when we saw all the models on the table, we thought about a piston filler, but on the end, we did not have the money to invest. This is why we go for the cartridge filler. It's a clear answer. We missed the money because 12 molds, or 10 molds, injection molds in Germany, 4 cavity or 8 cavity, you can count together. It's an enormous amount of money without knowing if it will be accepted. Right. So this is why we go for the cartridge filler. And one more thing I found out with the piston filler, when piston filler starts and become famous, it was mostly only in the German-speaking area. I don't know if you remember the time, 50s. So it was Pelican, which started with the piston filler itself. So, and when you see it where it was really good sold, it was mostly in the German-speaking countries, and only by companies like Lamy, Mont Blanc, But this was always for some, more rich people, more people which look on the handwriting very special, then the piston was accepted. But all around, there was not so many piston. Since Twisby and some other ones starting now to open the door for many pistons, for cheaper pistons, that the people can use different inks more easy, they can play with, because some of the inks you don't get in ink cartridge. You have only in bottles, but there's a reason why it's only in bottle, because the mixing, you have to shake it very well, otherwise in cartridge it will be
impossible.
Impossible. So and I think this is the piston filler is not back to the future. So I think the piston filler is showing the time of that the people like to write, draw with more ink colors, and for that reason, a piston filler is more easy, and also you save some plastics. You don't throw away plastic so much. Also, a cartridge is not a waste on the end, but when you think about, I think every year 1 billion ink cartridges are in the market every year.
Oh, wow.
So it's a lot
Yeah, that's a
Polyethylene.
lot.
A lot of
Yeah.
polyethylene.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
definitely a lot. That's
Yeah.
definitely a lot. I have somebody asking on Instagram, Pipe of Holmes, any upcoming gold nips for the piston sport? But I'm thinking, can you pull the nip out and pull it in the piston sport?
Yes, some specialists, of course, can always change the nip itself. Yeah,
Mhm.
because the standard nip 060 fits in the piston 060. So
Okay.
it's the same nip, absolutely
Okay.
same nip. But we also will, of course, look to the gold nip that it will be for the piston feed
Mhm.
possible, so that everybody can easily change by screwing.
That's good.
It's a
That's good. That's
screw in,
good.
screw out system.
Will is asking, are there any Kaweco exclusives for Appelboom in the future? Well, of course, we did the Dutch Pen show because I don't really like the stores exclusives because I think it's a bit of selfish. I explained it a couple of times already. So I love to do it with a group of people. So the Dutch Pen show group, it's with all the retailers in the Netherlands and some in Belgium. We did that last year. We were a little bit too late to arrange everything for this year. So this year there won't be a Kaweco exclusive for the print show, unfortunately. But maybe for next year we can pick that up again because I think the Dutch print show exclusive of last year, it was a great success. Oh, you have that here? You have it there?
Let me check it. I have all
You
my
count on him.
sports here, so, but they are over 200 now. So there are lots.
Oh my
It
goodness.
was Tulip Fields, I think it's the name. The
Yes.
for the Dutch Pen show, which had the black
The
trim,
black.
and it
Mhm.
was a
Oh.
yellow
Mm.
AL Sport.
Okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
There are so many colors already, Joost.
Yeah.
Sometimes I mix it up.
It's quite well. I discussed it with your team, of course. It's quite
Yeah.
difficult nowadays to come up with a color that's not in the market yet, but it's
now
still
the
in the
piston opens a huge possibility of having
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
variations, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have the Pantone color chips for plastic.
Mhm.
We have it. It's 4 towers of different with different color chips. So, but it's getting more and more difficult. You know, oh, this is too close. This is too close. We cannot use this. It's really very difficult. But what about the, how you call it, the do-it-yourself pen for
Definitely.
the show?
We will have to do it yourself pen on the show for sure.
Mhm.
I still have to check it with the distributor of Kaweco in the Netherlands, but now I'm telling it here that it's coming there. Then, so they will have to take care of that.
Oop.
Can you tell us a little bit about this, Michael? Because
Yeah,
this
the
was
idea behind.
yeah, the idea behind it. Because this was the third release from Kaweco in the last couple of weeks.
Yes, there's the ideas behind that we see that less and less people come to the real stores, to the normal stores. So, and the idea was behind, we give the normal store something in hand that they can invite their customers directly to come to the store and build exclusively by themselves this pen. So I think it's a kind of attraction, yeah, to like a magnet to bring the people in the stores, and then the store owner have the chance to sell his products, not only Kaweco. It's general, you know. The key point is if the people don't come in the stores, they cannot see the selection of ink, they cannot see the selection of papers, they cannot see the selection of pens, they cannot try the pens. They can only, if it's only done online, so they just buy it, they don't like it, and send it back.
Michael, you can also just be honest. You wanted to cut off the production cost a bit, so you thought, like, let's
Have them assemble
let
it.
the customers make it all
This would be a nice idea, but I can tell you to prepare all these boxes with separate pieces. You have the costs again on the other side, but.
No, but I really love the idea. I really love it because, well, of course, we experience it a lot as well. A lot of people are doing the online business, and it's only sometimes that look, there's a box with Kawecos coming in right now as we speak.
Okay, good.
We see it more and more often that people come visit our store here in the Netherlands, and that they find new products and see other things. They find out inks, paper. So yeah, that's really cool. We will have to do it yourself on the Dutch Pen show for sure. Because it was a special color, right? So you cannot buy that online. So
Yes.
you really have to
No.
go somewhere.
There will be no one. It's only do it yourself in the store. So the other thing
You
is
have to
for
come
people.
from your couch. You have to step
Yes.
out the door
Yes.
to get this one.
Absolutely.
Let's see. I have a question here. Will the do-it-yourself pen only come in one color, or is the mix and match in the future?
At the moment, it's only one color, and we think about to make this quite regularly.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I have another question here from Scott. Michael, they are asking you to write a book. You already did a few books, but maybe another book with an introduction of Paulo.
That'd be great.
Alrighty. We're here almost at the end of the show, so we need to do a few things. Alesa, do you have a question for Michael?
Yeah, I just real quick wanted to say that Kaweco's always been, it's one of my earlier pens, and it's always kind of like, a steady kind of diet kind of thing, and you had the different colors, and this piston coming out just really rocked the boat for me. I just all of a sudden, like, now I'm super interested, like, what have you been doing? And it's like it's always been the steady person in the background, and having this piston just really made Kaweco kind of come to the top, to the surface, and it really, I think it's just a great thing. I'm really looking forward to it. But my question is, have you always wanted to do a piston, or was there an epiphany moment or something where you go, yeah, I really want to do a piston? Is it something that's just kind of growing, or did you just have a moment?
No, it was my dream from nearly the beginning. When it comes to how I say, when Kaweco was growing, and I can see it, that what we give out, there is a feedback, and we see that feedback is growing, and the people buy, and the people like, and they understand, because sometimes I get letter from customers. They say, I know what you're thinking, why you made this pen, and why you use this material. And this kind of feeling, of course, underline we need a piston as well, because it's a big part of the Kaweco business in the past was piston filler as well.
That's great. Thank you.
All right. Paulo, do you have a last question for
a question and just a comment. The proof that of what Michael was saying is that Kaweco released 2 versions of celluloid sport, maybe in the year 2000, I'm not sure, and this was a piston filler, very, very beautiful one. I really like it. It's not really a question, but maybe it's time to make some Kaweco t-shirts for us collectors and fans and crazy people to start using
some merch.
Proud collector or something like that.
I had somebody asking for it because we dropped a video from you, Michael, from last year that we had a podcast with, and people were asking like, hey, where can I get that hoodie? Because everybody is looking for it.
It is.
Yeah, this is for the stuff. We give it for the stuff around. But
So you have to work for Kaweco before you get it. So now you get a lot
yes,
Applicants.
applications. Like
yes,
I wanna
but
work for
t-shirts,
Kaweco.
because we have so many nice antique advertisements. So there's another wish to my marketing, but they have it on hold. So are t-shirts with some antique advertisement on
Yeah.
it.
Wow,
So
yeah.
and every year another advertisement, So would be cool one day.
That would be. I think your marketing team is really on point. That would be great. Can I already reserve an XXL for myself?
You need XXL? I thought maximum L. Joost.
I hope they will consider making these large sizes. And the glasses. Can you turn a little bit, Michael, because it's a Kaweco glasses, right?
Yeah, but
Oh.
now today not, because this is my computer glass. I have
Okay.
not the computer glass changed to the Kaweco frame, and but I had a single made frame from some optical store around the corner, a CNC made, with my name on and Kaweco on. And then everybody, when they saw it, they said, "Where can I buy? Where can I buy?" I said, "It's only a single piece. It's not possible." And then, but we made with this store, we made 200 pieces. And they are in our online store. You can get them only 200 pieces. I don't know how many left. It's a slow seller, I think, not like pens.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Then stay focused on the pens, Michael. I think that's better. All right. If somebody has a question, please ask it on YouTube before we are ending this. Michael, I want to ask you if you have a question for our next guest, where we can start a podcast.
Which ink is the best-selling ink for them?
Which
Okay.
Ink color.
ink color is the best selling color? All right. We're gonna ask that to our next guest next time. We have a lot of people thanking you, Michael. Thank you all, Michael. My everyday carry is a sport. Never leave home without it, says Will. We have Andrew here. Dank, obrigado, mahalo, arigatai. Bedankt. Fun conversation. Thank you, Andrew. But we unfortunately already here at the end of this podcast because, well, the store is already open, and maybe people jump in here and yeah, I need to help them. I need to sell them a Kaweco. So of course. So I would like to thank everybody. I would like to thank Alesa for being my co-host again.
Thanks for having me again.
It was wonderful. We'll see you next time.
I'll see you next time.
Paulo, thank you so much for jumping in here this morning. I well, actually, you also have to attend work now for 10 minutes already. Still late.
Sorry about
You will
that.
not, you will not tell anybody
No.
that you're here.
Nobody will see me on YouTube.
That's good. That's good. Michael, thank you so much for joining us and explaining us everything about the piston sport, the Apricot sport, and the do-it-yourself sport. Because of course we had a lot of questions, but I think all are answered. And yeah,
If
keep
there are
doing
more questions, if there are more questions, you can always pass to me. I will answer openly. Also, technical questions. Yeah. So try to be open like a book.
That's good. That's good. We will not ask about your personal PIN code, but everything else. Everybody that was watching this on YouTube or through our live channels on YouTube or Instagram, thank you so much Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done that yet, because, well, it would really help us, of course, as a business. If you're listening to this to Spotify or Apple Podcasts, make sure to follow us as well. Once again, thank you so much for watching or listening, and we hope to see you again next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Joost. Bye-bye. Take care.